So the day before National Indigenous Peoples Day, the BC NDP announced that one of the new conditions for having your fish farm approved in our province is a benefit agreement with the First Nation, the territory you want to operate. Sounds good, right? To many British Columbians, this will sound great. The minister was on the radio claiming that it's a step forward for reconciliation. But really, this is the same old divide and conquer politics of the past. As I see it, the BC NDP have created a provincial policy that will pit First Nations against one another. Firstly, shouldn't fish farm companies have been required to have these relationships with First Nations all along? For those nations, this is an important step, of course, but it is more complex than that. That is what the BC NDP has overlooked. It is ridiculous that the province thinks it's enough to just talk to First Nations who have fish farms anchored in their territory. The wild salmon that swim past those farms migrate the length of our coast and deep into the heart of our province. Fish farms in one territory impact First Nations and wild salmon in virtually every other territory. First Nations across the province are choosing to go without even the most basic food fishery for conservation reasons. What about the government's responsibility to those nations? Ignored. What about the government's responsibility to the nations with treaty-protected rights to hunt and fish? Ignored. I understand that this is difficult. I've stood with my colleagues in the BC NDP and celebrated substantive efforts to advance relationships between the province and Indigenous people. They've taken many courageous steps forward, but with this new policy on fish farms, they have missed the mark. So today I celebrate National Indigenous Peoples Day with mixed feelings. I celebrate our accomplishments. I celebrate the incredible leadership of Indigenous people who do more with less than any other community in our province. But I also acknowledge that I have to do better. I have to do better as an MLA to express effectively the hurt and pain that is felt in our communities when the government says one thing and another thing is happening. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and please share with a friend.